So Winston decided to join us on the video today, and Winston probably knows what we're going to talk about very well. He just doesn't know he knows it. So we all know about circadian rhythms probably. We've heard about it, it's often talked about. And circadian rhythms have to do with a human being's 24-hour rhythm that the body goes through. It has to do with our sleep and our metabolism, but there's something that is shorter than a circadian rhythm, and that's our ultradian rhythms. Ultradian rhythms last between 90 minutes to 120 minutes. And they're very short and have to do with many different functions in our bodies. But one area that we want to really look at is the ultradian rhythm that has to do with our brain's hemispheres. So every 90 to 120 minutes, our brain switches hemispheres. And that can be really interesting because it doesn't necessarily match how our work life goes. Maybe you've already noticed the signals that your brain is switching hemispheres. One way you might be able to notice is that you might find that your focus and attention goes down roughly in the middle of the morning and maybe again in the afternoon, mid-afternoon. That's probably an indication that your brain is switching hemispheres. Why is this all important to know? For several reasons. One, because that allows us to intentionally change the hemisphere we're in if we need more focus and attention, for example. Two, it maybe allows us to arrange our days and organize our days in a way that respects and honors our brain's rhythms. Did you know there is an easy way to know which hemisphere you might be in? And if you've watched an earlier video on my Instagram account, then you might have already known a little bit of what I'm going to tell you right now. Take your finger and close one nostril and inhale. Now switch over to the other nostril. Notice which nostril feels the most open. And since our brain is contralateral in its domination, in other words, or dominance, not domination, dominance. In other words, the right brain is in control of the left side of the body and vice versa. If your left nostril is more open, it will mean that you're probably in the right side of your brain, which is more of the creative, bigger picture kind of side of your brain. And is very good for when you want to be in the zone and just flow. If your right nostril was more open, you're probably more in the left hemisphere. And that can be very good too, especially when you're working, because that allows for focus and detail-oriented work. Now, when it comes to ADHD, it can be very tricky because one of the things we know about ADHD is that we have something that doesn't function so well in our corpus callosum. What is the corpus callosum? The corpus callosum is the connective tissue between the two hemispheres, and it allows with the flow of information from right to left and left to right. One of the things you might see with anybody with ADHD, it's very common, is that you have a hard time switching from task to task. You might get stuck and hyper-focus. Well, it's got a lot to do with the corpus callosum. We're going to focus on two short ways to activate the brain hemispheres you want to have online. Let's start with doing just one nostril. So get ready. We're going to use your hand in this position. Let's move you to the right hemisphere since we're wanting to be in the flow today. So you're going to only inhale through your left nostril and you're going to exhale through your right nostril. Here we go. And ready? Inhale. And exhale. Let's do that again. Inhale again. And exhale. Let's do one more breath. Inhale. And exhale. take a moment and check whether the hemispheres have switched. Mine is shifting. If they haven't switched yet, just do that a few more times. But this next exercise is specifically for people with ADHD, although it's useful for anybody. For those of us with ADHD, we really want to get that corpus callosum flowing more easily, and we want both the left and the right hemispheres to be online. So for just a few moments, we're going to use breath again, and this time, as you inhale, focus on making the inhale even in both nostrils. And when you're ready, let's go. And inhale as even as you can. And exhale. And inhale in both nostrils. And exhale. 2 more breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Last breath. Inhale. And exhale. So this is a simple way to get both sides of your brain activated. We've used a lot of movement in previous videos I've done, especially on my Instagram account. But breath is also a really great way to get your brain activated, concentrating, focused, and clear. If you like this video, click the link below, subscribe. Also, follow me on Instagram at DarlingMuLPC, and would love to hear any comments and feedback from you. And Winston says bye.